Okay, you have your data all collected. Now you need to run the summary statistics. And this is the mean, median, mode, and standard deviation for your data set. And really, the idea just being we're trying to get a really basic snapshot of your data, and this is going to help you make choices in later ones based on what you want to compare. You may need to do more than one of these data sets, and let me show you what I mean by that. So this is my one of my data sets I often work with, and you can see here I've got October and November dates. Now, there are two ways to do this. You can do this manually by itself. So if I did mean, median, mode, and standard deviation, I could run these separately. So the mean of B3 to let's see here, B59. And you can see here, then I can check that and make sure it got it all. I usually copy this to make my life easier. Median, mode, and standard deviation. Now I have these memorized, but you could of course come up and go to formulas, more formula statistical, and they're all right here. There's average, and then median and mode will be down here. So you can see you can do it that way. You can also do it all at once. So if you go to data and data analysis, and then you go down here, I want descriptive statistics. And then I put in the data set here, and I don't need those. Okay, I didn't like that. B3 through B59. Okay. And then, and even I'm going to do this. I'm going to do B2 just to I've really made it mad, haven't I? B59, and then labels in the first row. I'll show you what that. And output, I want it to put it over in H1. Now with the summary statistics. That's going to give me these examples. You can see right there, goes match, those match. This gives me both the median and the mode. This also gives me the count. I can also look at it this way here. You can see down here, count 57. And so then I know how many, and I do usually like to keep track of how many data points I have, because I'll find that's often useful later, and it's a good way to check, like when you're making your histogram, that you didn't lose any data. So you have two options here on running these statistics. You can get all four using the descriptive statistics, or you can do them by yourself. Now what I meant though by needing more is this is the overall. This is October, November. But I probably later will want to compare October and November. So at this point, I'm going to also run just October and just November. So I'm going to do this, so to 33. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run this, and I'm going to do this again. But now I'm going to do it B3 to B33. I'm not going to do labels now. I'm going to do K1, and now I have just the 31 October ones. And then I'm going to do the same thing, and I'd probably even up here to keep it to myself, I'd write October in there. Then I would do the same thing for November. So November starts in 34 and goes through 59, so I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm going to do B34 through B59, and I'm going to go N1, and then here is November. And because that will bug me, I'll capitalize it. And so now I can see that November was decidedly colder. And, you know, then that might tell me that, okay, in the last part, I'm going to want to try to prove that November was colder than October. So you're often going to need several sets because, again, I told you I did want that categorical. You want something to compare. So, for instance, if you asked how many cups of coffee people drank and you kept track of whether they had kids or not, you'd want to run total, your overall cups of coffee, and then you'd want to run kids and no kids. Maybe you kept track of age and you want to do it by groups of age. Don't care. The idea, though, being that you do want to make sure you run all those various ones, because that's going to allow you to decide what you want to focus on later. So make sure you, if you know, no one should just have one set. You shouldn't just have cups of coffee. You should have cups of coffee and some sort of defining, you know, categorical data. So everyone's probably going to need, I would say, 3 to 4 of these sets of 4.